Hi, Sandy here. So my last video, I had been working on my books that I keep my glue book images in, and I have my Victorian book caught up. Everything's all nice and organized, and I can flip through and see stuff. So I got that one done. Then I've got my animals book done. I don't have a lot of room here on my table. And so I've got full page things here, calendar pages. I've got this that I cut out of a calendar. I need to use those. And birds and butterflies and dogs and cats and zoo and farm, sea life, frogs, turtles, reptiles, and rodents like mice and bunnies and raccoons, and then forest wildlife. So I'm getting that all organized. And then I started on this book, which I have not had this stuff in a book yet. I bought this big, thick, like coffee table book of vintage cars, the history of cars. And I had gotten a lot of stuff glued in here. I cut up the book into all these, I just cut out the square pictures, rectangular pictures. Plus my brother had collected a lot of pictures too. We've done two or three books for him of cars. So I've got, I'm sorting them by 1910s and 20s, and I don't know cars that well, but I might have them mixed up somewhat. And then I started going through and fussy cutting things. And I'm not fussy cutting everything. Like this is like a true vintage photo, and I want to keep that intact. Some of them I just want to keep intact. But I've got them in here, and now I'm going through again and fussy cutting a lot of stuff. See all these, and I just need a break from this. So I thought, well, you got all these images, and you haven't finished a glue book in a while, so let's make some glue book pages. Yay! So I've collected a bunch of things together. I don't want to make videos of me poking around out of camera range, finding things to go in on my pages. So I set up these pages, and I'm going to glue them together. And I like making binding these myself. When I get 25 sheets covered on both sides, then I stack them up and glue them along the edge, and you clamp it and then glue it, and then when it's all dry I take it out to the garage and I drill holes about every ½ inch, and then I sew it up, and then I make a cover for it. So, and they're kind of like a magazine, so they're pretty cool. So I've gathered up some things here, and I'm starting out with this paper that my daughter and I watercolored. You don't really get both sides the same. It just depends on what. We only do one side, and then things soak through. So I wanted the green background because I have this zebra, and I wanted it to be like in the wild. But because it's black, I'm kind of using a lot of black. So I have just tore this scrap of paper. I like a torn edge sometimes, not always. But I think it just adds a lot more interest to the page. So I'm going to glue that on. Now I can glue it right up to the edge, or I can leave a little bit of a margin and leave these colors poking through. It doesn't matter. There's no rules. And then, how did I have this laid out? I think I had this here. And, well, this is going to go here. I didn't really want to cover up much of this because I like it. Okay. that's not really how I had it laid out. There's no rules. So I found this on the floor at work. This goes on the fire extinguisher. And the guy goes through every month and makes sure it's all in good working order, and he initials it. And it was dirty. And then I inked it up a little bit to make it look really vintage, and I like it. So, and I could use this side if I wanted, but I like the side with the writing on it, so that's what I'm using. Oh, let's see. Just figuring this out as I go. Okay, that goes there. Then I'm going to glue down my zebra. This is a paint ad made out of, they have animals made out of paint chips. You've probably seen the commercials of their animals made out of paint chips. So I'm going to line this up with the bottom, make sure it's straight. It's a little bit off. Okay. I got a little bit wrinkled up. It's fine. It's fine. Then I've got this I printed off Pinterest. I printed a whole page of postage and cut it all up, and this happened to be a clump of it. And I like it. And you can angle things or put them perfectly straight. It's entirely up to you. Yeah, I'm going to put this down here. Now, I got to remember that like a half of an inch, a little less than half of an inch will be going into the seam. It'll be sewn up into the seam. So I don't really like having stuff in there that's going to be coming loose and poking out. I have that problem fairly often. Okay, that page is done. And right now I'm doing total random stuff. I like to make themed glue books. Like Victorian is my favorite. I've got several Victorian. I did one that was all Holly Hobbie, one that was all Mary Englebright. I forget what all I've done, but this is totally random, and it's kind of fun to do that sometimes because you get to use up stuff that you don't really think about using otherwise. My dogs just came into my craft room, and I think they're going to be whining to go outside. So I'm going to glue on the back side of this, but I set that up on this. I got to remember not to be gluing onto my clean pages because that's not my plan. So I've got this I tore out of a magazine, and I like this. That's all printing. But then I thought, I like this little bit of music on there, so I'm going to use that side. And again, a torn edge. And now this one, oh, I got that hanging off the top. Okay, now this one will have the binding over on this side. I hope I can finish this page, and I'm going to have to take a quick break and let those dogs out. Oh, there they go. Yeah, they want to go outside. Okay. I will be right back. Alright, I'm back. They were only out for a minute and ready to come back in. So I've got this I cut out of beach towels hanging. I almost was going to put it on like this, but that's upside down. But hey, no rules. But I'm going to put it the right way, I think. I'll figure it out. You know what? I am going to put it like this. Upside down. Then I've got this picture of a flower. And I just now decided I need to round the corners, make it look a little nicer. I'm slightly out of breath because I just ran up the stairs. My craft room is a spare bedroom upstairs. So I had to run down the stairs and let the dogs out and let them back in and come back up. I'm not as young as I used to be. Yeah, and I'm a little overweight too, so that don't help matters. Okay, I'm going to put this at an angle here. And I went ahead and, when I was laying this out, I just took a Sharpie and drew around that to make it stand out a little better. Then I've got these parakeets that I cut out of a magazine. Birds are one of my favorite subjects. So we'll get that glued up. It says June 2017 Red Book magazine on there. I usually try to cut off things like that, but hey, well, you know what? I think I want a butterfly or something right there. Maybe a bug. Let me see. Bugs. Looking for my bugs. Hold on. There's my bugs. And I got some stickers. Let's see. I'm going to just go for this lady. You know, and I got so many of these, I'm just going to use one or two. Make it two. I like to get things used up. I say that all the time. Oh, my dog just kind of groaned. Okay. Yeah, I think that was a nice little last minute touch. Maybe I'll kind of have them facing each other. Or like that. Okay, yeah. Looks good to me. So there's 2 pages done already. Then I've got this. This is some Franken paper that I made. I made several sheets of that trying to use up some scraps. I used this. I have a lot of this kind of paper with a texture, sort of. It's print. It's not textured. It's a textured type of print. And then the back side is white, so I use that to make Franken paper, like Frankenstein, lots of different parts. I've seen videos of people making Franken paper, and this is really kind of my first time trying it. Okay, so we got Audrey Hepburn here. Don't really want to cover up too much of my print paper. Yeah, she looks good right there. And then this is an embellishment that I made one time, just using up bits and pieces of stuff. So I'm putting that here. And yeah, here's a classic car from my car collection book. And put that there. What the heck? It's kind of from the same era as Audrey Hepburn. Then this is from the cover of a scrapbooking pad. scrapbook paper pad. It's just a sample of, there was pictures of samples of what's inside. Then I got this word darling, and you know what, when I peeled it, I had it, just a speck of glue glued onto a piece of paper so I can flip through my books. And this is very thin magazine paper, and it tore a little bit. And, you know, it doesn't really bother me that much, but I am going to cover it up a little bit, have a little distraction. So that's done. I'm trying not to have my pages quite so much, especially with the Franken paper background. That's a lot going on there, but I like it. So then here's my orange, and so I tried to do some orange. I cut out a lot of flower pictures and all kinds of stuff, landscapes, all kinds of stuff. I added a couple of stickers onto it, and this sticker says make today special. So I'm going to glue that onto my page. I'm going to do it on kind of off to the side here, because over here is going to be my binding when I bind the book. Then I've got this. It was out of a, must be a juice ad. They're drinking out of juice boxes. A father and son playing superheroes. And it's got a lot of orange, so I picked up on that. I've had these for a while, and they're not real appealing to me. They're not horrible. They're kind of fun. But I've just kind of really put off using them. So I'm finally using them. And I think it's going to be pretty cool. So there. Then I've got all these circles that I've been punching with my favorite punch here. And so I've made them, now I got to use them. That's fine. This is actually out of a Kleenex box. So I'll put that there. And this here. And this is something I cut out of a scrapbooking catalog. It's a stamp that you can order. But I cut out their sample in their book. And so that's that. Sometimes I wonder if I should have more writing on my pages, but you know, no rules, and so maybe not. Okay, moving on. I've got this page that I was playing with my scraps one day, quite a while back, before I made Franken paper, and I just glued some scraps onto a blue piece of paper, thinking that's a good base for scrapbooking. Then I got these tennis shoes that I cut out, so I'm going to use those. Had those for a while. When I first started making glue books, I tried to get the rest of my family involved in it. Not my husband. No, it's not for him. But I got my brother involved in it because he likes the cars. He likes the classic cars, and so we did some Cars glue books. And I got my daughter kind of involved in it because she likes fashion and stuff. So she was cutting out a lot of stuff. Okay, then I've got these glasses. So get those glued down. I'm kind of off camera, but okay, I need another glue stick. Now I can finish gluing. I I should probably lay these out kind of the way I have them. I got a frog sticker there. I've got these, and this t-shirt, and this butterfly. Ooh, where's this gonna go? Ooh, no, over more. And I need to get this butterfly thing glued underneath of the sunglasses. And I almost forgot. I love to, this must be kind of new because I have gone through and rounded corners on a lot of these squares. Again, this is probably from a cover of a scrapbook pad. Okay, get that glued down. And then we'll get this t-shirt glued down. It says, love. That's what it says. Okay. We can overlap the sunglasses a little bit. And I'll put this sticker on it. It just needs a little bit of life on the page. So why not? No rules. And then I got this, this is from a Kleenex box. I punched it with my punch. This is also from a Kleenex box. I'm going to lower that down. Yeah. And I got this butterfly. And that's that. So, oh, okay. I was going to say, I accidentally glued onto a plain piece of paper, but this was not a plain piece of paper. I had my scraps glued on there. Now I got the back, which is a plain piece of paper. And then I've got this. I've got some peaches, because I've got this out of a book that I bought with some nice drawings in it, and there's the peaches, so I found some peaches. And this is cut kind of crooked, and you know what? I don't care. It'll work. I could slant it. Sure. Okay, and then, well, I'll get this glued on. This is a flower that I cut out of a magazine. It was on the edge. And that goes here. Now that will end up being in the seam, but that's fine. Now this was in a magazine, just colorful things put together, and there's some paint chips. This is a taper candle. Looks kind of odd, but that's what it is. So get that all glued up. This is one of those random things that I just have a category in a folder called miscellaneous, and I'm usually doing my subject glue books like Victorian, and I hardly ever look in my miscellaneous section, so it's good to finally be using this. Okay, just random stuff, unrelated stuff. You can do your page with kind of a theme, so things kind of go together, or totally unrelated things all mixed together in a interesting way. Discovering glue books, I think, was one of the coolest things. I just really enjoy it so much. doesn't really matter that much how I lay this out. So there's another, ooh, I better, yeah, my taper. Ooh, no, I gotta get some glue on my taper. Taper candle. Alright. There, and that's it. You know, you can have it as cluttered or not so much cluttered. Whatever makes you happy. Okay. So I got 6 pages, 3 pages covered on two sides, so that's 6 pages done already. Now this page, I found this in a magazine quite a while back, and I just really like it. And I'm finally going to use it. That's me. I like to build things and fix things, and that's me. I wish I had that good of a figure though, but I have tools and I know how to use them. So I like that one. Okay, and I used some of our watercolor paper. Getting this lined up here. There we go. Paper's kind of wrinkled, but so are her jeans, so it looks fine to me. And then I've got this piece of scrapbook paper with like rulers on it, and I thought, well, that would look really good on there. I might have to lift her arm up a little bit and tuck it under there. It goes really good with the colors of the watercolor. Yeah, come on, lady, get up. And I'll glue some here to make sure she sticks. Yeah. Colors go good. Then I thought she needs a pickup truck, but I couldn't find a pickup truck. That could be a pickup truck from the front. So I'm trying to use up some of my cars, and I do enjoy my cars. So I've got this car. I'm going to glue that on there. I think it's pretty cool. Okay. Now, my seat is going to be over here on this one. My seam. Okay, then I've got this paintbrush that I cut out of a magazine or somewhere, and that's pretty cool. And so I'm going to glue that on there. Goes good with her pink top. Do I want it like this? Yeah, I think I do. And that page is done. So now I've got this side to deal with. I'm going to glue on this, I get these out of People magazine, and I like just like the looks of them. So I cut out the crossword puzzle grids sometimes. I don't need the words. I don't need to do the puzzle. So we're kind of going for a morning theme here because we've got Tony the Tiger and having breakfast. So this one is kind of not so random, but colorful. So we'll get, and it's different cereals because there's Snap Crackle Pop with Tony the Tiger. All right. I think his ear is a little bit loose. Okay, and then I've got coffee sticker. Yeah, that is a sticker. Since we're in the breakfast theme, for me that's my tea, not coffee. I don't drink coffee. I'm looking for my little razor blade to get this apart. Yeah, that helps me so much. Okay. Then I've got this little tag with silverware on it. Gotta have silverware for breakfast, right? Then I got this spoon. So I'm gonna add that. Now that's a fun page. And I need my black Sharpie because I saved this. This goes here. No. This goes here. And he had some stray hairs sticking up like that. Well, I didn't do it as good as the artist did. And then over here, his whiskers continue off there. So I gotta draw those on. Maybe I'll just draw them all the way on. Those whiskers. Yep, there you go. So that's done on both sides. Then I've got this. And this I cut out of a magazine just like that. Very colorful, very interesting. And so I chose this paper. I went with kind of a beauty thing because it's got this lady and jewelry and various things. It was from Romantic Homes. So I'm going to glue this on. All right. Now I've got this drawing of this fashionable woman shopping. And it had these earrings on there, so I left them on there. And I want her to go right there. And I've got perfume bottles, Miss Dior. That goes here. And then another one, Bella Vince Camuto. I guess. I don't buy expensive perfumes. I like Charlie. My dog's name is Charlie too. But Charlie the cologne, that's probably about $20 a bottle at Walmart. But I don't buy the really expensive stuff. And I don't buy the cheap stuff like from Dollar Tree. And then this is some rings, some jewelry, add a little bling to the page, and that's done. And now we got plain white paper. This doesn't do it for me. So I found a landscape. I'm going to cover the whole page with it. Oh, I forgot to trim off the top, so it doesn't quite fit. Alright, so I'll have to make a little mark right there. Get my paper trimmer. And you know, I've watched some of my other videos and I've noticed my chair just squeaks so bad sometimes. I haven't noticed it today, but I don't usually notice it any other time either. I must be really used to it. But sorry about the squeaking. Sometimes it just really squeaks. So I'm gluing up the back of this. It's a calendar page, and I've got tons of landscape calendar pages. So, gotta get this lined up just right. Okay, good enough. Now, wait till you see what I'm going to glue on there. It's going to be so cool. Getting it glued up over here. Alright. I don't want to tear it. Now, I got a bicycle. Let's see, I think I want it about, gotta get this bottom lined up. There, that's pretty cool. There's water in the background, but that's alright. Then I got this scrapbook paper with bicycles on it. Gotta use it for something. And the bicycles are going every which way, so it's not, you know, sideways or upside down or anything. It's just random. Okay, so that goes there. Then I've got this bicycles. It says Ace Bicycle Company, and I'm going to put that here. And I think that's about all it needs. That's a fun page. So again, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 pages. I got one more two-sided page to do, and then that's going to be enough for today. I think that's all. Yeah. Okay. So this is just some print paper. Looks kind of textured, very vintage. I've got this I cut out of a magazine recently. I really like that, so I'm putting that on there. I think I'll put that right up to the top because it was on the top edge of the magazine, and so I had to cut the top edge off. There's glue smeared on here, and I don't even care. Alright, now I've got these rugs from a rug advertisement, and I'm going to glue those on there. Going with kind of a brown theme on this page, because we got the brown purses, baskets. Okay. Now I've had this little guy for a while. It's a hedgehog in somebody's hands. He's kind of cute. Add a little life to the page, something living. I'm going to put that there. Then I got it. I think this is Tim Holtz. It's a butterfly. It's a die cut. I'm pretty sure it's Tim Holtz. And I'm just going to put that on the rugs. And that page is done. One more page and then we're going to be done with this video. Now, oh, here's another piece of my Franken paper that I made. I used a vintage stuff on this one. So, I got this picture of this is a vintage photo from a magazine, from that car book, of a lady in their era by the car. So I'm going to put that on this page. I rounded the edges with my corner rounder. And I want my prints to show. I like this with the writing on it and the music on the side. Then I've got this. I'm wondering if I should round the corners on that one. Sure. Certainly can't hurt. So it's a vintage doll with a doll-sized vintage stove and dishes, pots and pans. I really like this. So we're going for a vintage page with the vintage background. And I'm putting this right here. Then I've got this Boyd's bear I cut out of a catalog. He's so cute. He kind of fits in with the vintage theme. Adds some cuteness to the page. And I kind of had him down low. Yeah, overlapping things a little bit. Then I've got this was out of it's a stamp you could buy. It's out of a scrapbooking catalog. And I'm going to put that here. And then this is a stamp. I printed a page of stamps from Pinterest. Cut them out. I used my fancy scissors for the looks like a stamp. And I'm putting that there. And I don't want to cover up my Franken paper too much. So this is done. And I think that's 12 pages I just did. Of course, it saved me a lot of time because I gathered up everything in advance. But so that's my video for today, and thanks for watching. And I'm really going to try to make them more often. Although Christmas is coming up, I have a project I need to work on, and it's pretty boring to me. So I'm working on some Christmas ornaments. So thanks for watching. Subscribe to my channel. Goodbye.